Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at USAGlobalTV.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, where we provide world-class education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. And we are super excited that we continue to grow. In addition to all the social media platforms that we're on, we are also on Roku. I believe tomorrow or the next day we'll be on Amazon Fire, and shortly thereafter Apple TV and Samsung TV. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening to all the people listening on the podcast platforms as well. Our show today is the Planet Earth Show. We have a really cool topic, which the star of our show came up with. It's called Rewild Your Life. Let's find out what Mr. Roland-Friedl is up to. He has been an advocate for our platform since the very beginning. I believe we've been working together now at least 3 years. I'm a big fan of his, big supporter. He is a entrepreneur. He's a serial entrepreneur. He's an author. He's a coach. And he's someone who's been living in his motorhome in Europe. It was going to be for a certain amount of time, and he's extended it. Let's welcome him and find out what he's been up to. Mr. Roland-Friedl. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Jacalyn. Great to see you. Hello to our audience. Nice to meet you.
Hello. Nice to see you as well. Where in the world are you today?
Well, I'm a little bit blown by the wind. I'm in South Italy on an island called Sicily in the very south. Actually beautiful, but as I said, blown by the wind. So on Thursday I'm escaping. It's very heavy wind here. It's warm, it's sunny, but it's a lot of wind. Yeah, South Italy.
Now, is Sicily, I think, where one or more of the Godfather movies had some kind of part there, no?
Godfather, yeah, the mafia movie, yeah. Actually, there's a small village not far from here where actually the village is not very interesting, but of course I was there where the wedding was of the Godfather. The Godfather wedding was.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love it. So, Roland, by the way, for anybody who's watching, there has been an outage for Facebook, for Messenger, and for Instagram. I see that Instagram is back up, but it really led me to start thinking about, and I'm going to segue into our topic, about how important it is to diversify yourself. So if you, for example, are an entrepreneur and all your business is conducted through Facebook or Instagram, that outage could really affect you because people might be like, wow, I can't even get in touch with that person. I don't even know how to order anything from them. And I think the same thing happens with our lives, our personal lives. We put all of our eggs into one basket, and we forget to diversify our thoughts. We forget to diversify our environment, and getting back into nature, maybe rewilding your life could really be helpful. Can you tell us more?
Absolutely, Dr. Jacalyn. It's always a danger just to focus on one thing, and depending on one thing, like, I don't know, like a meteor or like a food supply or whatever it is. It's or even when you invest money, we always, as I said, never put all eggs in one basket. Diversity is very, very important. So when we talk about rewild your life, I mean, first of all, I don't mean by rewild your life, I don't mean living in a cage and running around wild with a club. That's not about this. Okay, that's not about it. It's something absolutely different. It's a kind of living. Actually, it's not new. It's always been in us for thousands of years, but I guess we forgot it for maybe 200, 300 years. Rewilding your life is just living your real self, and of course reconnect with nature again. We are part of nature. I mean, the point is, we are nature, and we are not separate from it. And that's about Rewild. And there's a lot of different stuffs about food, living, working, thinking, acting. Yeah, it's
Excellent points. Now, here's a question I have for you, which I think is really interesting. If we think about diversifying and not putting all of our eggs in one basket, what if we're in a relationship with someone and we're really invested in that person emotionally, spiritually, financially? That can be great, and it can also have a downside.
oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm the right person. Yeah, I've been always in long-term relationships, and it was a very good time. Of course, with black sides too. Of course, with downsides. But I'm actually at the end, I'm the person who made me out of these relationships. I mean, I don't believe. To be honest, I don't believe in long-lasting relationships. I don't believe in co-dependency or about dealing or controlling. Enjoying with somebody when you're on the same level, enjoying somebody, supporting each other, and yeah, maybe the day comes and then we separate in love and not without arguing. I mean, to be honest, I don't care if a relationship is lasting 2 weeks or a year or 10 years, as long as it feels good. I mean, when it's lasting forever and it's not feeling good, I don't know. That's not the point for me. It's yeah. I mean, of course, people think about why investing in a relationship and then it can break. Everything can break. Nothing is forever. Actually, our body, we're going to disappear from this planet. We're our body, so nothing is forever. But we always, I guess, this. I don't know. Maybe this is a childhood trauma. We didn't get enough attention or love or whatever. So many people feel insecure. They need attention. They need love. They're craving love. They need control. And I don't believe that this is the right way to live a full life. It's all about letting go.
I totally agree, and I love what you shared. I think there comes a point, at least in my life, and I thought to myself, why am I holding on to this or that? Maybe it's a belief, maybe it's a ritual, maybe it's a person. And now at the tender age of 60, soon to be 61 this month, I'm still ahead of you. I have been able to let go of a lot of different things. I'm not holding on to anything that doesn't serve me, because I know that the amount of time I'm going to be here is very valuable and precious. I think when I was younger, I thought I was going to live forever, whatever forever looked like. But now the reality sets in, and I'm happy to let go of things, because then I make room for something new.
Yeah, I mean, owing something or even owing somebody is a total illusion. We don't own anything here. We are visitors on this planet in a body, in a physical body, for a certain time of period, and then we go again. I mean, it's an illusion to also. It's the same. Like, I mean, luckily my dog doesn't have any flea. But if a flea believes that he owns the dog he's sitting at, no, it's an illusion.
Very true. So let's talk a little bit about what you've been doing. You were living on the island of Mallorca for 14 years. You were running yoga retreats. You were doing your business. And you decided, hey, you know what? I had enough. I'm going to do the unconventional. As you always mention, there's no box for you. You're way outside the box, creating your own box. How's that experience been? Because you spend a lot of time now in nature, and you spend a lot of time, even though you have a plan of where you're going, you still have a lot of opportunities because you're not confined by a lot of rules and regulations.
Yeah, I mean, I since I'm a small boy, I always have been a free spirit. Always been a free spirit. Always. I couldn't sit long on a chair. This was not for me. I was always out moving, doing sports, different stuff. Well, the reason why I decided to move in actually, it was always a dream, to be honest, to move into motorhome. But my first wife didn't want. My second wife didn't want. But it was always a dream, and to be honest, I was always also a little bit scared, and it was also a nice excuse. Okay, my wife doesn't want it, so no, I don't do it. And then I separated from my wife. I had a new girlfriend. She was very into the motorhome, but she loved the house in Mallorca, so I had another excuse. Okay, she loves the house. I keep the house, but I was always thinking about giving it up, moving a motorhome. And then, you know, the last 4 years, in German, we call it the Bratwurst age. The last 4 years, there was a tremendous change in our society, in politics and economics and everything. And I made a decision. Okay, now it's time. It's time to move. The island it was too small for me. I hate it when somebody locks me down. I'm a free spirit, so I said it's not a good choice to stay on an island. And when there's a lockdown, I cannot move much. So I have to say, first of all, I was decided, okay, I'm gonna leave the island and move somewhere else. This was my first thought. And then I said, oh, I still have this nice luxury motorhome. Maybe it's time to move into my motorhome. And then I made a decision. I said, okay, all in. I mean, I guess we always regret what we never tried out. So I said, all in. If it's not working, I can look for another house or apartment or whatever. There's nothing to lose. So I went in and actually the plan in the beginning was for 1 year. Now it's 2 years, and it will go far longer, because I absolutely love it. I love this freedom of choices wherever I want to go. I can move whenever I want. And as you mentioned, Dr. Jacalyn, I love to be out in nature. Actually, when I'm not broadcasting, I'm inside, or when I'm sleeping. In winter, I sleep inside, in summer, I sleep outside. I'm always out. I'm always out in nature. People say, hey, you have a nice tan. Are you lying in the sun? No, I'm not lying in the sun bed at all. I just move outside. I'm always out in nature. Here on the beaches, on a national park. When I'm back more north, I'm in the forest. I'm always out. And since then, to be honest, I became a new version of myself. I'm more calm, I'm more happy, I'm more fulfilled. I absolutely enjoy life and absolutely enjoy myself. Absolutely.
You look very happy, very peaceful. And as I mentioned, I've known you a number of years now. It really makes my heart sing to see how happy you are. And you've gone through a number of changes. And as I mentioned, we were on a broadcast, I forget what show it was. And prior to starting, somebody actually came to your door. You were speaking to them, and they ended up stealing your Rolex that was worth a lot of money, had sentimental value. And you just went ahead and did the show. And we're like, yeah, when am I going to do? These things happen. So I love the way that you look at life. I also want to comment, as you know, we started streaming on Instagram recently, in addition to YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook and everywhere else, now Roku. We have somebody who is watching over on Instagram. It's Peanut Journey. And Peanut Journey comments, our check engine light comes on after we turn 30. And then also to you directly, Roland, that's definitely the life. Congratulations on your success.
Oh, thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. So I just wanted to mention, last week on this show, the Planet Earth show, we were talking about iguanas. And as you and I are talking right now, there are two huge iguanas looking at me. They're looking this way. And I started thinking to myself, when you think about rewilding your life, we can become consumed with fear about something we don't understand, which is why I wanted to do the iguana show, because I felt like I was spending a lot of time kind of hiding in the house because I was afraid to go out because they were there and what are they going to do? But now that I've researched them and I realize they really don't want to interact with us, I have a different set of lenses on. So I think that's really important when we think about how we look at nature or how we look at things. What is our perspective? And maybe we are incurring our own limiting beliefs.
Sorry. Yes, absolutely. I mean, first of all, nature itself and the creatures have been there before us. So they are not in our territory. We are in their territory, first of all. So it's interesting when somebody says, a wolf comes into my territory, because we have a huge wolf discussion here in Europe because the wolf is coming back, luckily. Or I don't know, what insects are in my room or whatever. Okay, they've been here first, and we made streets and buildings and whatever, and we conquered territory. But anyway, I mean, the point is, as most people are living in cities and urbanizations, as I call it, I don't say in English, it's cage keeping, whatever, yeah, living in cages. We are domesticated, and this is not our true nature at all. We haven't been domesticated for thousands of years. It's just happened the last maybe 200-300 years. With the Industrial Revolution, we went away from our farms We went away from our tribe, moved into cities to work there. And actually from this on, the disaster began. Absolutely. We're not connected with our true selves. Of course, we have more material wealth, for sure. Life looks more convenient, yes, but people are absolutely unhappy. Absolutely unhappy. I mean, look how many people are taking pharmaceuticals because of the mental issues. How many people are, how to call it, have a depression? How many people are making suicide? Actually, we go in a wrong direction. Everything we did was for improvement, technology improvement. So we went from our heart, from our soul and from our heart up to our brain. And we have been taught that the brain is the leader of the game. It's not. And we went in the wrong direction. And rewild your life means, as I said in the beginning, it's not running around wild with a cube, with a club, and living in a cage. No, it's not about that. It's about reconnecting with your true self and being aware who you really are without all these distractions outside. And so many people are traumatized from their childhood. So many people are looking for love and fill this gap with any addiction. If it's a drug, if it's alcohol, if it's food, it's sugar, it's working, it's pornography, it's extensive sport, people are trying to fill this gap because they don't feel connected. They don't feel the love to themselves. And that's what I mean by rewild yourself. First of all, it's about reconnect with your true self. That's the first one. And when you reconnect with your true self, what was my own experience is, because it's a human desire, is living in a community, living with other people around in a community. We are not individuals. That's not true. That's what they teach us. This egoism. Everyone is against everyone. This competition. We are running in the wrong direction. That's why people are so depressed. People believe they have many thousands of friends on Facebook or whatever. It's an illusion. No, we only have you only can have a few friends. So I think rewilding, as I said, is reconnecting with your higher self, with your true purpose. Find out your true purpose, what you really want to do, what you really love to do. Reconnect with nature, living in small communities. Of course, eating clean and stuff like we can talk about this later. But the point is becoming independent and free again. I mean, Dr. Jacalyn, imagine there's a breakdown and a shutdown. No electricity is working. Actually, today, people are freaking out because Facebook is not online. And actually, I was posting something. I don't know if you saw it on Facebook. I was posting something. Yeah. A woman is coming in the living room, and the man is making fire, like a caveman. And she said, "Hey, darling, Facebook is on again." So people, we're so depending on this technology, and the point is, when electricity is gone, what the heck are you doing? Nothing is working, really nothing. When there's a breakdown and you're living in a city, how can you provide for yourself and your family and have food? Most people are depending on supermarkets. They don't even know how to grow food, how to grow animals, how to hunt animals, how to kill animals, how to prepare a proper meal. Most of the people are depending on this. I mean, and we all know that a blackout is coming soon. We all know this; it's coming. And the question is, are you prepared for that? I'm not a prepper. No, don't misunderstand. I'm not a prepper. You know what a prepper is? I
don't know.
Okay, a prepper is a movement. I guess it came from the US. Where you Google, a prepper is a person who prepares for the worst thing, that had the destroyer of a lot of food, fire stuff, places. That's a prepper. Being prepared for the day zero, whatever you call it. I'm not a prepper. I'm not at all. I'm not scared. But the question is to our audience outside is, what are you doing if there's a shutdown, a breakdown? Can you provide food for yourself? And I know that 99% of people living in an urbanization, they're done. They're absolutely done. That's also part of rewilding. Can you take care about yourself? Finding food. Can you make a fire to have a warm place? Because electricity is done. Nothing is working. You cannot pump any water. You cannot heat. You cannot watch TV. You cannot communicate. Your fridge is down. Your supermarket is down because the entrance door is not opening. The cashier is not working. The computer system is not working. That's the question. How much do you depend on this technology? I don't say it's bad, not at all. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not a prepper. I'm not saying back to the cage, but the question is, can you take care about yourself and your family? This is about rewilding.
I love how you brought it all together. And I also want to say hello to our new friend on Instagram, Peanut Journey. Thank you so much. StreamYard doesn't allow us to have the comments from Instagram come into the rest of the comments from the other platforms. So I have to go manually check each time. But we are appreciating you and glad that you're enjoying the show. Roland, you brought up so many great points to many people here in the US, at least on the East Coast where I am. The first sign that the weather is changing, which thank goodness I'm in Florida, although we have hurricanes here, but people are mass flocking to the grocery store. They're buying everything they can. Of course, they're not thinking about their neighbors, their loved ones. Let me get every single case of toilet paper. We saw this during the pandemic. And it was really interesting because just watching what the press was putting out, which, who knows if that's one way or another, but there wasn't a lot of consideration for what am I going to do myself? What do I know how to do if I were out in the woods or one of those survivor shows or alone? I always thought that would be very cool, except for the bugs. That's the thing that's keeping me from going, but I don't want to have little ants crawling up me. But it really brings up a great point that if we had to take care of ourselves, if there was no electricity, how would we show up? What will we do? I know today, the first thing I thought when I couldn't get on Messenger, I thought, well, how am I going to get in touch with Roland? How can I communicate with him? Then I realized I could email you, but because we're in different countries, we are kind of dependent on technology to stay in touch. And I really do respect and appreciate that. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Again, I love technologies. It makes many things easier. I mean, we can communicate worldwide with people. Yeah, we can do business worldwide with people. We can connect with people. Yes, it's all good. But the question is, what is when it's not available for any reason? Yeah. And most of the things, to be honest, man, think about it. Most of the things we're using in the convenience for us is electricity. It's depending on electricity. We're totally depending on electricity. And the worst thing is you drive an electric car, bang, you stay. Actually, it was 2 weeks ago. We had heavy. Winter was coming back, heavy in Austria. And there is one road, a lot of traffic there from Italy to Austria. It's called the Brenner Highway. Yeah. And it was shut down. It was closed for 1.5 days because it was a heavy rain. And the point was, there was a little rush because some trucks had problems. They had no winter tires. They had problems in the snow and the ice. And then they got rid of the trucks. But the problem was all the electric cars, all the Tesla and all the other crap was out of electricity because they stand there in this queue, and it was cold outside, and they had the heating system on. The battery was down. Bang. And you cannot walk to a gas station and fill in some gasoline, and then you need to charge it. So it was blocked for 1.5 days. The highway was blocked first by the truckers and then by the electric cars. So many people are depending on electricity, and this is scary. This is really scary. So this is absolutely scary. Think about it. And again, I'm not a prepper. I'm not saying, but be prepared. The question is, again, how much do you depend on this technology, and what can you survive for yourself and your beloved ones when it's not working anymore? And it's coming because we are using more technology. We're consuming more, and we have many shutdowns in Australia. Friends of mine in South Africa, they're used to it that 6 hours a day there's no electricity available. It's daily, and it's coming here in Europe too because we're using a lot of different tools. More and more people are driving electric cars. More people are changing their heating systems. So you have these heat pumps that use a lot of electricity, and the energy companies cannot deliver anymore.
The grid is on overflow. It's so true. And we just take it for granted until we don't have it. And to your point, there are many countries around the world where they do have the rolling blackouts or the rolling brownouts, and they know they only have a certain amount of time when they're going to have this electricity. Something I'd love for you to touch on that you mentioned in one of our other shows, I don't know if it was the Planet Earth show or another, and we were talking about the benefits of being in the forest. And so if you think about it, if there is no electricity, or if we have to really get in touch with ourselves and maybe not be so dependent on all these luxuries, I'm going to say, that we have, what are some of the benefits about rewilding your life in the forest?
Oh, forest has an amazing energy. So you all notice that trees and the mushrooms and all the other plants in the forest, they produce a lot of amazing ingredients that are in the air. And I guess I mentioned it last time when we had the discussion about forests, that there's a lot of studies outside that we see that people who spend, I guess, 24 hours in the forest have a 40% less risk of getting a heart attack or something like that. So forests are very healthy for us, very healthy for us. Just walking in forest, just spending our walking hours, just going in and sitting there, doing nothing, just, I don't know, listening to the birds or watching some deers or some, I don't know, squirrels or whatever. Just sit there. For a few hours. It's the best recovering. Absolutely. It's so healthy. We know it's very good for your respiration system, for your lungs. It's very good against cancer and other stuff. So being in a forest is very healthy. And to be honest, I'm now here in the south. I'm very looking forward when I come back mid of Austria and north, and I will spend more time in forest. I love the beaches too, because I love, this salty, mineralized air close to a beach when I walked, especially here when it's so windy. But I also love the forest. Yeah, they're very, very, it's very, very healthy. So there are a lot of books out. I mean, Google them on Amazon or whatever. It's called biophilia. I mentioned German, maybe it's bio, is in English, it's biophilia. There are many books out there. It's called biophilia, the benefits of spending time in forest. And again, I'm not talking about moving into a forest and running around with a club. It's about spending as much time as possible in a forest, walking around with friends, doing a picnic there, or just sitting there or meditating there or whatever. It's so healing.
Absolutely. I have to say it's not something that I have done in the past, and I need to have that on my list. I'm going to include it. I'm over here on Instagram, and I want to say hello to a couple of people. Again, hello, Peanut Journey. We are glad you're here. You've written a number of things. Also, Leah, LEA_USA1. And Black_girl_university. Hello to all of you. I see Leah_USA1 wrote, sometimes we didn't have heat for a very long period. We didn't have internet, cable, or regular phone, electricity, or any water. Wow. Where are you joining us from? Where were you at the time?
Yeah, let us know, please.
Yeah, we'd love to know. So
that's one thing I want to mention, Dr. Jacalyn. For me, it's never an issue what's going to happen, because I was always traveling around the globe for business or privately, and I spent many times in areas where there's no clean water, not at all warm water, or even hot water, no pressures coming out when you try to wash yourself from power. I know how it is about without any electricity. I don't know how it is when you don't have a gas station 200 miles around. There's no even a supermarket or something like that 100 miles around. So I've been in areas of that. I've been living with natives in different continents, and hey, you can still survive. You just have to listen to them and learn from them how to survive. And my question is, where are you joining us from? From the Midwest, south in the US, in the north, from Europe, Africa, wherever joining us, just become familiar with the plants and animals living there and learn. Maybe you're lucky enough that your grandparents are still alive, and learn from them which plants you can eat, which herbs you can eat, which berries you can eat. Learn it. Maybe you need it someday, maybe not, but learn with mushrooms, with animals. Learn from them. And get familiar with your area around. And when something is happening, you go out, because nature is providing us with food. But we have to know what you can eat and what is going to kill you.
That's right. One wrong choice can kill you. Let me go over here on Instagram. So Leah_USA1 wrote, in our post-Soviet countries, we go mushrooms and berry hunting still. And this person lives in the USA right now. Let us know where, and is from Kazakhstan. So thank you for being here and for commenting.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Roland, I want to talk a little bit about some of the experiences that you've had in your motorhome, because when you think about rewilding your life, you had a lot of people saying to you, what are you doing? You're going to leave? I saw the place you lived in Mallorca. It was enormous, and you had all kinds of wildlife running through, and there weren't a lot of walls per se, animals coming in and out, and the views that you had were amazing. And you said, you know what? I'm out. I'm getting in this motorhome, luxury motorhome, but still, and I'm going to just leave everything that I know and take time for an exploration. What are some of the things you've learned about yourself during this journey that you chose to take?
Yeah, thank you. Well, actually, it was a combination of getting out of a huge house on a huge property on an amazing place. Most people would love to spend holiday there. Moving to motorhome was one thing, and the parallel was getting out of long-lasting relationship and becoming a single and traveling alone. So it was a perfect mix. It was a little bit scary in the beginning, to be honest. It was scary in the beginning, absolutely. But as I mentioned it in previous shows, of course, I just have anxieties and self-doubts, but it doesn't stop me. Yeah, it doesn't stop me. But of course, I was like, what the fuck I'm doing here? Yeah, and I'm moving in a motorhome. I always have to find every night I have a place to stay there. Prepare my food and stuff like that. Is it safe? Will I be robbed? When we had this experience, will somebody break in? Yeah, and being in different countries, we have many different languages here in Europe, and do it by myself. You know, not having a partner around me, except my dog. So, what did I learn about myself? Oh, to be honest, it was one of the last 2 years have been one of my best of my life, because I had so much time for myself, no distractions by a partner with any needs or control or whatever, arguing. So I had a lot of time for myself. You know, I don't have a TV system here. So yeah, I had a lot of time just being by myself, being silent, working on my inner shit, my dark side, working on that, working on my traumas. And then, of course, a lot of interesting people. I saw many amazing spaces too. But the best learning for me was I can be by myself. I can enjoy myself by myself. I'm not depending on somebody else. My happiness is not depending on any material stuff or at least on another person. So I can be myself. I'm an autonomous person, like a cell. You know, we have billions of cells in our body, and each cell is autonomous. But it can interact with other cells, and I have a core, and I have this membrane, and some stuff this membrane is a filter. Some stuff I let in, some stuff I don't let in. Like some people let in or closer to me, toxic people I don't let close to me again. Some stuff I let out of my system, some stuff I keep. So this was my learning: is I can be by myself. I don't need much to be happy. I have much more time because I don't have to take care about a huge house, clean everything, prepare everything, blah, 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 taking care about like whatever it is, plumber system, pool, whatever it is. I have much more time, much more quality time. I'm out in nature much more. I have more time for myself and for the real important things in my life. That's what I'm doing, because the point is giving up this house too was the house owned me. You know, there was so much energy and time to keep this house running and going and clean and you know, there's always something breaking. The house was owning me. How to say owning me? Yeah. And this scared me. I said, no, I'm not here for the house. The house should be here for me. It was a fun time. It was 14 amazing years, but it was time to move on. And I'm not a person who holds on, who stays attached. I can things let go. And then it's okay. Let's find out the next journey, next adventure. Where are you? I'm here. Where are you? My next adventure, just around the corner.
I absolutely love this. And, you know, something that you said really resonated with me and hopefully with others out there. But we become obligated to certain things, decisions, choices that we made, and it doesn't serve us anymore. We go to work every day, a place we can't stand being, with people we don't like, with a job that we can't stand doing. We come home to somebody, we just don't feel that love and passion anymore. And every day we're telling us ourselves some kind of story about why we have to continue on with the same old, same old. And I love the fact that you broke that pattern and said, this isn't going to work for me. I did the same thing in 2020 when I left corporate and went out on my own. And people are like, what are you talking about? You don't know anything about radio or television, and you think you're going to make it. And now we have 42 shows a week with people from around the world. And I'm not saying we've made it, but I'm saying we're here. We're still here 2 years later, bringing education and awareness. So thank you for taking that journey. As we're coming toward the end of this particular show, Roland, what would you like to share with people who maybe are just tuning in right now, wondering, what are they talking about? Rewild your life.
So when I talk about rewild your life and I said, okay, I want to reconnect to nature, is like every journey, take the first small step, spend more time out in nature. Maybe you try to walk barefoot and feel the grass. Maybe you want to smell the mud, listen to the birds, or listen to the waves when you live close to an ocean or whatever. It's just step by step, and you will feel that you get calmer, you're relaxing. So step by step, get out in nature, and step by step, rewild yourself, reconnect with nature, step by step. Yeah, do the first step. And if you want, come to a community. We have a community, by the way. It's called Rewild Your Life Community. If you're interested, please contact me or Dr. Jacalyn. Maybe you want to use my email address. It's office@roland-friedl-wirelessliferocks.com. It's we are a community. It's not a social media system, because I go away more and more for social media. Social media is a system where somebody is, I don't know, producing some content and the others are consuming, like zapping on TV channels. They're scrolling through the feed. No, we build up an online platform, not on a social media, a different platform, a community where everyone is on the same level, and we're just sharing about our steps on rewilding ourselves. It's in English, by the way. So if you're interested in, let me know, and welcome to the Rewild Your Life community.
Thank you so much, Roland. I know that you have written at least 2 books, I believe. Are they available soon?
Good question. They're coming soon. They're coming this year. 2024 is the release of these 2 books. Yeah, and both coming in German and English. Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, I just want to share with everyone, if you're just joining us, that we are here 42 different shows a week. You can find us on many platforms. I recommend you go to our YouTube channel, which is USA Global TV and Radio, and subscribe. All of our shows are in playlists, so you can find any of the content there. We're also on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn, and now we're on Roku. All of our shows are organized in playlists on Roku, and very soon we'll be on Amazon Fire, Samsung TV, and Apple TV. So we're diversifying, so nobody can hold our hands back and say, no, we're shutting you down, like what happened today with Facebook and Instagram. We're coming right back with our next show, which happens to be Roland and myself. What will we be talking about on the Mallorca Connection, Roland?
I have no clue. Let me know.
I think what we're
I have to tell our audience something. I never prepare for a show. And the reason for that is because when I make notes, I always think about, I want to forget this, and then in my head. And I don't want to come from my head, from my brain. I want to talk to you, ladies and gentlemen, from the bottom of my heart. And I just go with the flow.
Thank you, Roland. That's true. I should have mentioned we don't use any scripts here. So anytime you hear me asking questions, it shows that I'm on. Nobody knows what I'm asking. There's no preparation. I do want to just pop over to Instagram, because I mentioned Instagram comments do not feed into our StreamYard platform. Instagram is holding their comments on their own platform. So I want to say hello to Scott Shannon Phi. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Janie. Lovely to have you after we met today in class. And also Leah_USA1 wrote, I didn't have a real bathroom in my house until I turned 18. We had outside bathroom, tiny shed, like, haha, some people still have it, smiley face. Wow. Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one for sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing.
I'm still alive.
You're still here. That's right. We're still here for another day. So we are going to turn our show over to our sponsors, and we'll be back in 20 minutes with the Mallorca Connection. Please stay tuned. And again, if you'd like to be a guest on any of our shows, please go to our website, USAGLOBALTV.com. Book your session. Bye for now. Bye, Roland.
Bye for now. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, I'm children's author Diane Floyd Bain, and I am co-host for several of the USA Global TV and radio shows. I joined because of the purpose of the USA Global TV and radio. They provide content for the viewers and listeners, an opportunity for people around the world to have their own show or even be a guest on an existing show. We truly believe in helping others get their positive message out to the world. We also have the opportunity for the listeners. You can watch on several platforms, and on YouTube, you can ask questions and even give a comment. We absolutely love it. I love being part of the USA Global TV and radio because I love positive messages, and who doesn't? And we need more of that in the world. We are a family, and we hope you will join us and become part of the family too.
This program is brought to you in part by the British School of Excellence and founder, Mr. Philip Sykes. Building confidence, changing lives. Do you share our view that etiquette is a set of modern life skills that are essential for personal and professional success? Join us as an etiquette coach and change people's lives through the power of etiquette and manners.
The last few days have been really amazing. I had a trainer course from the British School of Etiquette.
And I must say it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made and one of the best investments I've made in my own training and development.
Now, words alone will not describe the transformation and the positive path that I have traveled with the British School of Etiquette.
I found I learned a lot from the lessons this time I came.
The last few days with the British School of Etiquette have been fantastic.
And what I've learned now is really beyond my expectations.
This is the most rewarding experience and the best investment I have made this year.
It was just great. I learned so much, and when I go back to Belgium I will incorporate a lot of it into my day-to-day life and business.
It's been absolutely wonderful for the whole week that we were here.
I feel transformed, and I feel like blowing a trumpet and tell people, come and do this school, this class is the best, this is the best school ever.
You should take it. It will change your life immediately.
I am now able to teach other people how to bring the best of them.
Thank you.
Thank you, BSc.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to our clients for their testimonials on the Train the Trainer program. Our exponential and global growth is so significant that we have evolved from the British School of Etiquette to the British School of Excellence, where we're investors in people. Let us invest in you and your career. Contact us to become an etiquette coach. Go to thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. Start your career and elevate your success today.